let's go to our big boys. Rafael, why did you choose my class? Usually drivers know it all already. They don't need dispatch classes. They don't need to admit that they don't know something. Why me? And why dispatch?
The reason why is because I seen you on TikTok and you're a very aggressive negotiator. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay. So to me, I thought to myself, like, yo, okay, I would rather have a mentor that's aggressive negotiator and that's straightforward and puts everything down to the T. So to me, in my opinion, that's why I went with you. I was like, man, this is amazing. Like, you're just like from point A to point Z, like, and you don't cut no corners. And out of everything, like how I just said in the first place, is the aggressive negotiation skills that you acquire. And that's why I went with your dispatch class. So,
okay, but what are you looking for? So you are a driver now, you're a company driver. So what is that big American dream for you?
my big American dream has to be owning a few trucks and maybe dispatching owner operators and just going from there and just changing the trucking for better, how you said.
Yeah, changing the, okay. So
Yeah.
how long have you been a driver for?
I've been a driver for 2 years.
So 2 years. So you get into that mark where opening MC is going to be easy because you have CDL experience.
Correct.
Any family members who are in trucking? Any friends who are in trucking?
Yes, I have tons of friends that are in trucking, and I have one of my closest friend that he owns a trucking school as well. So that kind of made me lean towards that way. So yeah,
Okay, so good. So you started with a knowledge. So now dispatch going to be, so wait until market changes. Maybe, maybe start looking for equipment because it's went down. You know how it works now. It's going to be tough. But again, in America, we all dream about what? Being our own boss. And it's still possible. No matter what, be an independent dispatcher. You can still make money. Having the small, maybe not a mega carrier, but 2-3 trucks, not being on the road yourself, but managing. That's a possibility because probably nobody wants to be on the road all their life unless they just want to be away from their wife or husband all life, then it's okay. Or if they love their lifestyle, in the end of the day, we all want to grow to something different, right? Right? So very proud of you. I mean, and look at you jumping 2 days ago in Washington, understanding, right? Even that had now. So now, even when your boss is still gonna be picturing you, that's what I want you to. I want you to kind of shadow what he does and start analyzing and maybe telling him, you know what? If we get to Oregon, let's not to go to Yakima if we don't really have apple season. Let's take the drive and let's get back to California because California is paying for this 2 weeks. But when the apple season is going to be, the cherries coming up, right? Then we can head there, right? But so start like kind of utilizing, but look how he routes you out and analyze. I mean, today I see the bigger and I like the way you do. And sorry that I was direct, but now it was a big boy conversation, not oh dude, oh man. And that's what makes me smile. That's good, Rafael. I love that. Good job, Samantha. Our star today. Under the pressure. She didn't like to be under the pressure.
I don't like to be under pressure. I think I need to work on my commodities, work on my nerves. I don't know why, because I've been in customer service before I got into trucking. So basically just learning the board, actually doing my homework, because I was a bad student. I really was. I was one of them that could have wasted my time, but I decided I had to get in and do it. As a lease operator, I think it should have been mandatory to have taken your class. I really think truck driving schools and companies should actually make it mandatory to have basics coming from you and learning that. I didn't make a lot of money as a lease operator because I didn't understand what I was looking for. I just went in it for money and I failed. Had I had your course first, I wouldn't have failed. So I appreciate what you brought to the class and what you're bringing to the industry, because it's needed. And since nobody out there is as good as you, hands down, you got it. Like, honestly, I think we all appreciate you and what you've done. Even the pressure is hard to be under, but it's what we need because real world, it's a beast out there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thanks for bringing that point, because not people fail just only because they miss in foundation of understanding why. You can be a driver, you can be a great driver, but if nobody ever explained to you, even the seasonal changes, even why don't you want to go, even why do you have to, don't go to this shipper or receiver because it's going to affect, if they would make it. And actually, I really believe that if you open your MC, like safety and compliance should be mandatory, like class before you open your MC, that you need to know liability, everything what you have to do as a driver, so you at least know the knowledge about the permits, about hiring and everything else. But for trucking companies, or even for the drivers, like, remember we just got Rafael, did you pulp the produce? No, I am just a driver. Well, but you as a driver, you might put your boss out of business, and then okay, you as a driver, you're gonna go to next company, but we are a team, and that's what industry have to understand, that we all the team, and knowledge, this is foundation. And that's like, for me, why is it so hard? Because I come from different businesses. I do have 2 master's degrees, so when I came to trucking, that's why I started teaching, like, this industry is great, has a great hardworking people, have different nationalities, anybody can make it, but foundation does not exist. And that's what was shocking for me. How such a big industry with billions, trillions of dollars does not build a strong foundation. It would be easier for everybody, right? Because then we would not have people who simply kill in the market just because they don't know simple how to calculate and see, right? Like today did with Rafael. So he will remember 5,600 before. If I put all this together, will it make sense? He will remember until he's going to become his big own boss, right? But I appreciate Samantha choosing me and giving us a good review, and hopefully we'll see those reviews on the Google and our Facebook as well. And just keep watching. You have what it got. And today, again, it's harder today because we have a group. You don't have your carrier. You don't know what's going on. You don't have that ELD. But if you could have done it today with me putting you under pressure, it's going to be easy when you're going to do it by yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Today, the last practice, right? Most of you have been watching for a few days already. So let's talk about this. Was making the phone calls, is it getting better and better and better? Was breaking down the questions, the logic, checking the market, knowing different types of equipment, right? So this is not a rocket science. You're going to get there. You're going to get faster. You're going to get organized. I want you to, after today, still take the piece of paper and rewrite the steps and questions, what has to be done. So while you talking to him and something changed, if something changed, so write down, I called, they changed cities on me. I need to verify zip codes. I need to redo that map. I will take time. I'm not going to jump to other question until that map is ready. When that map is ready, well, then we're going to verify now new transit, because for them, switching 100 miles here, 150, not a big deal. For you, it can be crucial, right? Remembering when are we delivering, right? Are we delivering? Are we empty? Are we able to pick up at 6 a.m.? Are we able to pick up at 1 p.m., right? Because if Rafael delivers at 12, well, he cannot pick up at 1 p.m. in the cold storage in California. So then he will ask, can I pick up later? Or is there going to be late fee? Are they even open later than 3 o'clock on Friday, right? So all of these things has to make sense. Commodity, palletize, any driver assist, right? Okay, time zones. Losing time, gaining time is important, yes? Asking shippers and receivers, sounding confident, right? Sticking to your numbers. Did you see we had a proof today? Even when Mike called, well, he stuck to that 52 and he got 52. He just did not follow up with the second step before he was so confident, because he almost got it load, right? If we did not remind Mike, come on, it was practice, we would end up with a rate confirmation for flatbed, which we did not have in Texas, right? That was that, right? Samantha jumping for that 37. Wow, $200 extra. 2 pick minus 10 degrees. Did not make sense, right? So a lot of things we covered today. I really do think that finally today you see how it works. Then those crazy phone calls with a produce. See, when they push you, you still have to validate. You still have to play that game of negotiations. Well, I'm very proud of all of you, right? And just throw in the number, Tanya. We don't just throw the number. Realistically throw in the number, right? Otherwise, like she said, are you kidding me? You want me to be at 4? Well, more realistic, but put them back in their place as well. Well, unfortunately, you already posted to 34. Just because I asking you all this question, now you think that you're going to take advantage because I'm newer and I'm going through my questions? No, you're not, because I know what I'm asking, right? So stick to your guts, stick to your abilities. Guys, I gave you lots and lots of steps and knowledge and real what's going on today, yesterday, months ago, right? So very proud of you. I am gonna miss you, but let's see, Tanya, what do you need to improve after today practice? What has to be improved on your end?
I need to have more clear and maybe in front of me the organization, the steps that I'm going, the questions that I'm going to do, and confidence, just to stop repeating information, be more careful listening people.
Listening, because
And
listening and
get this
hearing,
away from me.
yeah, listening and hearing, two different things. You listen to them, but you don't really hear what. That's why I'm telling you, try to hear them. Stop writing down, because you have to train. You have to remember. Remember when TQL called me, I even, oh, which one are you calling? Although we had so many phone calls, and I'm like, oh, the one to Ohio. Oh, I remember the one going to Ohio. You're gonna train your brain, believe it or not. But from beginning till today, did you learn the process, how it works, and what you have to pay attention to as a dispatcher?
Yes.
Yes. So do you still want to be a dispatcher, or you gonna give up?
You know what? Maybe because I'm in Florida, I'm scared because.
Okay.
But what do you think for you? I mean, I mean, communication skills are there. Logic is there. You know how to use the load board. Maps, you good with maps. Like HOS, I can see that's now you start getting there, right? Like, what do you think you still need to kind of refresh? I think you still need to go back to commodities,
Yes.
trailers, and that would help you a lot. Knowing what grows,
Market.
what seasons, when do they start, and it's a lot of things, the guys there in the first homework. You think that it's silly because you even have, and I will actually resend few of people who finish, just looking and kind of remembering, you know, like Minnesota. Is it good to go with a river to Minnesota? Well, yes, because it's always turkey there. It's always cheese there because it's Wisconsin there. It's always something, right? So you do need to know commodities. It's going to help you.
Okay.
But would you recommend our training?
Yes, I would
Yes.
recommend this training. This training is not for people that are not going to do the homework. So if you're just going to sit and listen and watch, this is not it. The homeworks really help me put everything together, especially being that I have nobody, don't know anybody in trucking. So I really went from zero to like a lot. So definitely will recommend.
Yeah, so that's why when people even call me, I said, if you're not willing to do homework and quizzes and do this, don't waste your money. Don't,
Yeah.
because that's the purpose of this. Because again, listening to me, looking at me in a class, but then actually going and putting and reading and start practicing, that's when it clicks. But very proud. Thank you for sitting and choosing us. I mean, you have all what it takes, especially being from Bronx. Come on, girl. You
Just doing like 600 miles or less. So I'm almost $3. I'm doing short.
it's impossible. So forget about I am scared. Scared of what? Scared of doing your job? You cannot be scared. First, you in the comfort of your home, right? Nobody's gonna, if they hang up, well, they hang up. You're gonna hang up on them. You cannot be scared. So it just has to be logic, pre-booking. And in Florida, it's going to be pre-booking. In Florida, it's going to be asking, how often do you have this load? Because if your guys are coming to Florida, you will need to find the brokers who have those lanes. So then another, just being a salesperson, right? How often do you have this load? Oh, I have it Monday, Friday. So then you can route your drivers. And if they need to get out, you will pre-book even Thursday, Friday, because you don't want to sit and wait for magical load in Florida. You know the reality in Florida, so you will learn. But would you recommend the classes? Do you feel like you learn and you able to do this?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Okay.
And I will need you probably because we want to go to an owner operator. So that's what I'm scared. It's not because I'm going to be a dispatcher. It's because we want to have a business. But yeah, I think that now I have more knowledge before I start doing a business.
You have more knowledge. You probably will need safety and compliance, and you need to understand operational cost before you jump to trucking. But this was your first smart step to at least know how it works and understand. Well, good job. Proud of you, especially as a baby taking classes and always being there. So good job. Emily, our corporate America star. Let's see, Emily. Let's compare. Let's compare working in corporate America and now dealing with the truckers. What is the reality, Emily?
Well, I work in corporate America, but I'm from the Bronx. Okay, so
that's good. I can feel that.
But no, this was good. Definitely understanding in my mind what my rate per mile needs to be at is going to help me stick to my numbers. And then just listening quickly, because when I spoke to that one person about the reefer, it seems like the reefer is the one that has the most information and they're going quickly. And so I definitely need to make sure I'm paying attention to that. You can't be writing and listening to all of that, but this was good practice.
I'm very proud of you. Alberto, our big baby boss there. So what's going on, Alberto? Safety class was taken before.
Yes.
Why me, and why after safety you still decide to do dispatch?
Because we started a trucking company 2 years ago. We started with a box truck and we didn't know anything about the industry. So we were learning, me and my partners, and I found your YouTube videos and I really found it very interesting, with a lot of information, very real. So honestly, we made a lot of mistakes on the way and we learned from our mistakes. And if we ever took this class before we started our company, we save a lot of time and money. So that's why I want to keep learning, and because you have a lot of experience.
So why don't you send that message to the new people? So if you really decide to go to trucking now, from your experience, for all the mistakes, what would you advise them to do first? And it doesn't have to be my class, but what is advice you can give people?
That they take lessons, they be prepared before they start. They have to know, because there are a lot of regulations, a lot of rules. And I didn't know that Oregon was a state that required a lot of permits and a lot of things. I didn't know that. And I learned it in your safety class. So it would be better to be prepared.
Better because it's very costly, right? Now you understand that it's costly. So would you recommend our classes?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. And we're gonna see you. You gotta just wait few more months. Probably you will end up buying better equipment because prices goes down, right? So you'll secure the equipment. If not, Amazon, you're gonna catch up to that A rating. Well, you're on the right path, and safety is taken care of, so you don't have to worry about it. And again, just paying attention to surroundings. And you guys, if you have other people partners, well, you have a big possibility to grow one day to that mega carrier. But again, going back, recalculating operational costs, seeing, well, maybe even though we're in Oregon, maybe we should just do the shorter loads just in, maybe we need to find the drivers who are willing to get out from Oregon, right? And maybe just bring them back, or maybe even hiring them. And because again, lots of aid station, lots of regulation, paying. So this is all goes back to operational cost and what it makes sense to do. But very proud. Thank you for choosing us. Mike, My super student mind,
Yeah.
lots of questions. And that's what I loved about you, because you did ask the questions. People who ask the questions, that means that they are studying, that means that they are searching, that means that they are preparing. So
Yeah.
why me? And what do you think? Are you ready now to enter that big industry?
Yeah, and I chose you because I'm pretty straightforward. I'm a no BS kind of dude too. So just getting that energy from you, from watching your YouTube, kind of made me gravitate more towards you. Because it was towards you and another guy, which he's pretty good too, but I just like the no BS energy, the no extra talk. Let's just get to it. This is what needs to be done. This is how it needs to be done. And that you, regardless of how you may run your structure, you taught us the right way to do it. And it's like, hey, you gotta, if you want to BS around, you can learn your own BS, but I'm gonna teach you how it's supposed to be done. So I like that part of it. So as far as me, if I'm ready, I think I'm getting there. I still need some fine tuning. So, and that's part of the reason, because I overthink things. And that's part of the reason why I told you why I selected things, so I can know, like when you just said, dude, you don't need to do all that, like get exact stops. And so that took a lot of pressure off me, you telling me that. So,
Yeah, I saw
so
that.
I like you told me that.
That's why
Yeah.
I really wanted to see where you got those. That's why it was really good that you shared the screen, because I could
Yeah.
see that you were trying to predict where he's. Well, you just need to calculate main transit 2.5 days,
Yeah.
3 days. That's where you have to be correct. Your driver, he will, so you don't have to
Mhm.
worry about it. But again, you can predict, you can know, but still you need to know your driver, because some drivers can push that logbook and drive that 600 and some drivers not. So when you're gonna talk to your driver and he says, well, listen, I don't ever drive more than 500 miles a day. Well, then your transit is gonna change as well, right? Because now you need to take that 2,000 miles and don't divide by 650, but by 5. So now you have extra day. So knowing main rules, but knowing your driver, that's what's gonna happen. And driver is gonna be different. So for some driver, same route is gonna be 3 days. For some, it's gonna be 4.5. But you were trying to overthink. Overthinking is good because that means that details. But I want you to take that overthinking to where we really need to pay attention. Pick up, transit. What are we gonna do? Those steps. You have logic. You've been asking the correct questions. And sometimes when I don't answer, because I remember, you're like, okay, got it, because I want you to go back. Because if I just answer to you, Mike, and say, oh, that's what was it, you're never gonna remember. You went there and oh, I figured it out why it was no deadhead. Oh, I figured it out why it was because it was torn, right?
Yeah.
So I send it back to you. Go and try to figure it out. And you did not give up. You figured it out. So very proud of you.
So and also like I just got off like a 17-hour drive
Okay.
from KC to South Dakota and back to Houston. But anyway, I had a lot of thinking and I was like, I don't think I want to do the drive thing. So I'm thinking about going more towards like opening a brokerage firm down the road. And I think that's a better lane for me as far as
or you can just start first to get to the brokerage side. You still need to start with dispatch and you need to look at drivers, shippers, receivers. For me, when you tell that you want to do hot shots, well, my advice would be, well, unless you have a bunch of brothers, sisters who want to be, but family business is not that easy. I would be concentrating on service in this industry. Okay, servicing on dispatch side, safety, brokerage, but not really going into buying equipment until market switch, or we still have shortage of the drivers. So that's still not that easy. So it's not even about buying equipment, but shortage of the drivers is the biggest issue in industry. If we ask Alberta how easy it is to find a driver, qualified driver who is not going to kill your equipment, driver who can go on insurance that you can afford to have him as a driver, right? How easy it is, Alberta?
Yeah, it's very hard to find a driver.
Yes. So that's why sometimes people do not think about it, and they go and they put orders on those new trucks, and they end up buying the full 5 trucks, and they're like, oh my God, I have all this payment, I have insurance, I have MC. And we had that example. I told you, my previous student just went $500,000. He had cash, bought the trucks. Now 6 months later, going out of the business with losing that $500,000, because all these months he did not make no profit. Trucks were sitting. 2 drivers who went on the road made so many bad decisions. Where matter, they have 8 years or 10. You want to make sure that you do what has to be done, right? And we can prevent a lot of little things. Same with like what? Not sending the driver who never went to West Coast, who only goes on an automatic. You're not gonna send them through mountains. They're gonna kill your brakes. They're gonna kill your tires because they don't even know how to downshift. Simply ask your driver, if you drive automatic, you're going through mountains, how are you gonna stop the truck? And if that person doesn't mention downshifting when they do have CDL, doesn't mean that they know how to drive the truck. A lot of drivers don't even know how to open the hood and do PTI, how to check on that oil. That's why higher in Alberta, you cannot skip that road test, that PTI. Show me how you do PTI. But because of the shortage of the driver, what they do, they think, oh, it's okay, it's gonna be good. Well, it's not gonna be good. They're gonna make money because you still pay drivers money, right? They making money, but you running charity business. So see how many moving parts are there? A lot. But very proud of you. Kind of glad we are done, because practice takes a lot of energy with me, because again, guys, I don't have patience. I just want to click. But we did a good run. We make sure that we made the phone calls. I will miss you. See you on my lives. Make sure you comment. And tonight, you guys are going to receive certificates, and I would love to see our reviews.
All right.
Okay, he has E-Tracks. What do E-Tracks do, Emily?
Oh, child, it's in the trailer.
Yes,
and
he has vertical E-Tracks. You need to know that. He has 10 straps. Okay, so E-Tracks, swing doors, wooden floors. Okay, let's post.
And am I missing something? Should I say vertical?
No, you need to know that.
Oh,
Okay.
I just need to know. Okay.
Yes,
So-
let's post.
And this is for a 5346, right?
Yep, let's post. This is plan A, bringing him back towards home. Well, it's not that many loads, right?
54.
So let's copy, and maybe we can take him to East Coast. Let's put copy, and instead of destinations, we're going to put Z1, Z2. And then we'll take him or down somewhere or back to East Coast. Okay, post.
Okay.
So now you have
okay, so now I got 2 posts. Okay,
you
got
have
it.
2 posts, because you don't want to ever combine East Coast loads and Midwest loads, right? Okay. So let's see the reality. What is the highest paying rate going to?
Oh, going to Z1, Z2, or
I mean,
Um,
let's do the
24.
So you have 24 to Maryland, Newark only 2,000, not even $2. Well, Pennsylvania, not even $2. Well, East Coast is not paying. So probably we need somehow magically find the load going to back to Midwest, right? Because we're not gonna go less than $2 to East Coast. So let's go to the plan number 1 and see what is there. So first go on, okay, I ask you to delete all of those postings, guys, before. You're still showing them. So delete all of that before Chicago, yeah. Click, yeah, click, click. And go to the, yeah, on the side, those lanes, yeah, the little lines there, click on it. And there's delete,
okay.
yeah, and delete. Okay, so to close this one, just click on the Hind City. Just always click on the next one. See, so that's how you go in between.
Okay.
So
Oh,
this one,
sorry.
they have Groveland, 2 Bolingbrook. Yes. Okay, City, Florida. Okay, so look, how many more miles he has to drive today? Well, he still have to drive 372 miles. So 535 with traffic through Florida, with everything. So 7 hours, probably more. He's gonna use PTI. Let's even take 8 hours. So 52 minus 8, how much?
46.
So tomorrow his cycle is gonna have 46 hours, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, good question. So now, like tomorrow, I can give you a reference number if you need.
All right.
1276512.
Picks up tomorrow at noon.
Uh-huh.
They open at 8 a.m. They will open before that if you need to. Delivers into Bolingbrook Monday, 8 a.m. 20,000 pounds of palletized home appliances. And looking at 1,300 on the rate.
1,300? Come on, Billy, what's
Yes,
going
ma'am.
on? This is like robbery.
That's outbound Florida.
It's like $10, $15.
What's your import?
Well, at least 18.
Yeah, I can't take that kind of loss on it. I appreciate your call, though.
Uh-huh. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
So here you go. When I told the carrier, do not play this game. Watermelons were already dying, but nobody listens to me, right? What's gonna happen? Well, he punished himself. He's gonna get out for like $1.20. Hey, how are you going about your Cape Canaveral, Florida to Melrose Park, Illinois tomorrow?
MC number, please. Coast to coast.
Yes.
I need food grade trailer. It's 44,600 pounds of salt. Loads at 2 p.m. Delivers 8 a.m. on Monday.
Oh, this is a salt from Florida? No, I took a salt from Florida. Okay, I know. Are we going to Jewel?
Nope, going right to Morton Salt. They're on just a transfer load for their plant to their plant.
Okay, this is a little bit heavier, hon. Can you help me out on the rate and can you meet me at 2150?
18 is all I got.
Not even 19?
No, he's got 1815 is the absolute best.
1850 is absolute best.
1815.
Oh, wow, you're killing me there, huh?
I'm killing everybody. I get it.
Can you give me a second? I'll call you, but you have one more available. We can pick up earlier, right?
I'm here.
Because I have early truck.
Let's see, 2 p.m. Yeah, I just got 2 loads left on at 2 p.m. Or there's one at 3 p.m., so there's 3 loads left.
2 p.m. And what was your name again?
My name is Steve.
Steve, is this your direct number?
My direct is 651.
Hold on. I forgot that when he applied to Amazon, he did not have CARB certification. So people booked a load for him to go California. He delivered load in California for Amazon, and Amazon locked his account because he did not have CARB. So they locked his account until he applied and he proved. So it took 2 weeks. So he ended up being in Los Angeles without trailer, without nothing, with a blocked Amazon account. But of course, because they are outsourcing and they have other, they book load for him for somebody else. He put a different signs. And so it's a lot of freaking scams. And that's how can you go against all this scam? Impossible.
Okay.
Impossible. That's why don't feel bad. I'm just telling you what's going on.
All right.
Yeah.